Many of you are tired. Many of you are afraid. Many of you are anxious, disappointed, or even heartbroken. You've been holding on to hope, fighting for something, dreaming of something, and yet it feels like the very thing you've been working toward hasn't come to pass. You're standing at a crossroads, feeling the weight of exhaustion, and you're ready to give up. I see you. I hear you. And I want to tell you something important. This moment, as hard as it is not the end of your story. Let's be real. This journey you're on, it's not easy. It's lonely. People will laugh at you. They'll call you crazy. They'll misunderstand you. They'll doubt you. And when you decide to grow, when you decide to level up, when you decide to chase something greater than yourself, it's going to get rough. It's going to be challenging. It's going to feel like all hell is breaking loose. But here's the truth. That's part of the process. That's what happens when you dare to step out of your comfort zone and into your destiny. The resistance you're feeling, it's proof that you're moving in the right direction. When you decide to grow, when you decide to achieve, when you decide to experience more out of life, everything that can happen will happen. The obstacles will come. The doubts will creep in. The setbacks will feel overwhelming. But in the middle of all that chaos, you've got to remember one thing. It's the low moments that define who you really are. It's when your back is against the wall, when the odds are stacked against you, when everything feels like it's falling apart. That's when your true character is revealed. These are the moments that separate the successful from everyone else. These are the moments that shape you, refine you, and prepare you for what's next. You want to know how to get to paradise? You gotta fight like hell to get there. Paradise starts in hell. It's in the struggle, in the grind, in the moments when you feel like you can't go on, that you find the strength to keep going. It's the ones who fight, the ones who refuse to quit, the ones who get back up no matter how many times they're knocked down. Those are the ones who succeed. Those are the ones who make it to the other side. So, when you decide to level up, when you decide to chase your dreams, fasten your seatbelt, your psychological, mental, and spiritual seatbelt, because you're going to experience turbulence. You're going to face challenges you never saw coming. You're going to feel like you're being tested in ways you didn't sign up for. But don't be afraid of the turbulence. Don't run from the challenges. This is how you grow. This is how you develop. This is how you become the person you were meant to be. Life is like a roller coaster. Sometimes you're up, and sometimes you're down. Sometimes everything is going your way, and sometimes it feels like nothing is working. But here's the thing. It's in the down moments that you discover who you really are. In the prosperous times, you store up strength. In the lean times, you dig deep and find the resilience you didn't even know you had. This is necessary. This is part of the process. This is what it takes to get where you want to go. And if you quit, if you falter, if you stop, all the pain, all the struggle, all the effort, it will be for nothing. You cannot get to success without suffering. You cannot achieve greatness without sacrifice. You cannot reach your dreams without staying locked in, without fighting your way through the tears, the trials, and the tests. Greatness doesn't go on sale. True quality never goes on sale. It costs what it costs, and you've got to be willing to pay the price. There are no shortcuts. There are no discounts. There's only grind. There's only perseverance. There's only sweat, blood, and tears. Now let me tell you something. It's okay to think about quitting. It's okay to feel tired. It's okay to feel like you can't go on. But the trick is, don't let that thought become a reality. Don't let that feeling dictate your actions. When those thoughts come, and they will, you've got to push them out of your mind. You've got to remind yourself why you started in the first place. You've got to remind yourself that the shame isn't in feeling tired. It's in quitting. It's in giving up. It's in walking away from everything you've worked for. I know you're in a storm right now. I know it hurts. I know you feel like you can't take it anymore. The ship is being overthrown with water. Your family feels like it's drowning. Your dreams feel like they're slipping away. But let me tell you this. You have not seen the best days of your life yet. This storm, it's not the end of your story. It's just a chapter. And if you keep going, if you keep fighting, if you keep believing, you're going to come out on the other side stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what's next. As you step into this season, as you move toward your dreams, it's going to feel awkward. It's going to feel uncomfortable. But that's okay. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is uncomfortable. But you've got to keep moving. You've got to keep believing. You've got to keep trusting. You've got to keep digging, keep flowing, keep showing up, even when it feels like everything around you is falling apart. You've got to hold on to the piece of hope you've got left. You've got to hold on to the belief that better days are coming. Some of you are in a tough season right now. Something has happened. Maybe you've failed. Maybe you've been knocked down. Maybe you've been told you're not good enough. But let me remind you of something. Failure is not final. Failure is formative. It's part of the process. It's part of the journey. Your failure matters as much as your success. How do you think you're going to grow if you don't ever fail? How do you think you're going to learn if you don't ever make mistakes? Failure is not a person. Failure is an event, and it's fuel for your future. It's what propels you forward. It's what teaches you the lessons you need to succeed. So, if you failed, don't let that define you. Don't let that stop you. Get back up. Fight back. You've got a warrior inside of you, and now is the time to activate it. This thing you're facing, it will not beat you. You might be one phone call away from your breakthrough. You might be one opportunity away from your destiny. You might be 1 second away from your entire life changing. But you'll never know if you quit. You'll never know if you give up. So don't you dare give up on me. Don't you dare give up on yourself. Keep fighting. Keep striving. I don't care how many times you've cried yourself to sleep. I don't care how many times you felt like you couldn't go on. Don't you dare give up now. Because whatever is over you defines you, and whatever defines you limits you. So put some strength in your back. Plant your feet, square your shoulders, and stand up to it. Stand when it's uncertain. Stand when it doesn't feel good. Stand when it's controversial. Stand when it doesn't seem to be happening. Stand on what you know, even when you can't trust what you see. Don't you dare sit down. Don't you dare crumble under the weight of it. Don't you dare give in because of the nature of it. Don't you dare raise the white flag of surrender. This is not your season to die. This is not your season to quit. There's joy on the other side of this. There's peace. There's breakthrough. But you'll never see it if you don't stand up to it. So stand up, fight back, and keep going. Your best days are still ahead.